What is going on, everyone? Welcome. Glad to have you back. And this one's going to be a bit special today. And it's special because up until now, which I've only done about maybe, 3 or 4 of these live streams, I haven't done readings live. And the last time I did readings live on High Notes. I haven't been live on High Notes in months, but this is a special occasion, and it occurs to me that I have completely spaced on sharing the first link that I was supposed to, and there we go. And I gotta grab that link again. Oh, where did I leave it? Son of a bitch. There we go. Okay. So I just had it too. You know what? I got it in my text. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to put these into the chat. That way we'll all know where we are. Sounds like first. I'm not gonna lie, even though that is old school internet there. You know, old school like second edition D&D. That's pretty old school there. Because I think there was a time in everyone's life where they're like, oh man, I just want to be that first comment just once. Well, we all wanted to be there. That's what things on the internet were a lot of fun. We all wanted to be there. It was a great time. But this one's special because the Ko-Fi, Coffee, whatever page it is, I don't know how it's properly pronounced anyway, but there it is. The very first link. Now, I'm going to grab both of these links real quick and explain how this live reading situation is going to work. Here we go. Boom. We got it there. And then I'm going to post this into my room full of tabletop RPGers, which it just occurred to me after multiple reboots last night trying to get YouTube to cooperate with me. As it turns out, all I needed to do was open another tab and then just re-upload. You know, who knew? Definitely not me. And I found that out. If some of you who have watched my YouTube videos notice that this week you only got 2 videos. You got the Monday and the Friday, and that was it. Well, that's I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you. It was a weird kind of thing. You know, boom, and send that sumbitch. There we go. So Saturday morning, and we're chilling out on the stream. I got Mr. Bub kind of padding around after being fed, so he wouldn't bother me. There we go. We got the 2 links right there, namely this one. This is if you go to this link right here and you donate I don't know, just some change. No amount's too small, really. You know, you throw a couple bucks or whatever. Then what I do is I do 3 cards for you. You get to ask 1 question. I pull 3 cards. Those cards could be all tarot, all oracles, which I got the Sacred Light Oracle, or just the runes. So I could just do a rune casting for you. Or you can get 1 of each card. And we'll see how that works. If instead you subscribe to the Patreon here, and guess what? This is the Patreon actually goes to Child of Ash's story, and this I think he Stein, correct me if I'm wrong here, but is he doing this like a serialized story, or is it just going to be a series of stories? 'Cause I didn't really catch that. But if you subscribe, I give you 6 cards. And those could be same thing, any combination you want. So all right. So we're going to allow people to kind of get in here. I will probably have to explain it a couple times, but this is really kind of what we're shooting for right here. All of this, none of this is going to me. I'm happy with my little Logitech webcam here, my JVC headphones, StreamYard. I'm trying to also learn OBS. That looks like it's got a learning curve to it. I also, I'll show you the very thing I use to film the videos every day. It's this little guy right here. Just this. This on a tripod aimed right at my coffee table. That's it. So I'm pretty happy with that. So none of this money is going to me at all. I'm doing this to raise funds for Tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans so that we can purchase some editing software and possibly even more powerful equipment on which to edit. And if you're showing up for the live streams today, well, guess what? Oh, look at that. Connection's unstable. Connection's fairly good. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router to move closer. Well, what do you think I've been doing? Okay. So here we go. Wants to make it a book. Stories are posted bi-weekly, eventually. Full chapters. Very cool. So if you subscribe to our Patreon, not only are you getting that, you're also getting full podcasts of some of the stuff we discuss. Is it Monday or Tuesday that we're going to be doing the Ragnarok discussion? Ishika, what's going on? Konnichiwa. There we go. So I think it's going to be either Monday or Tuesday. We're going to be shooting it, but I will actually finally be part of the Ragnarok discussion, which I could not be part of because I was working, and I am off. This is day 1 of 9 glorious days off, and I am so looking forward to some boredom in my life because, good grief, I need it. Man, look, when I said it was Hell Week, it really was. Oh, great. Okay, so, yep, coming Monday, we will be recording that. Oh, it's not the only day I have off. And let's see something here. And Monday is the 26th. So Monday's not the 27th. Am I under the right impression that it's going to be that the discussion will be released on the 27th? Is that it? Because I remember you said the 27th, and I was like, yeah, it's perfect. I'm off. But no, it's the 26th is when we'll be doing it. And it'll be a very lively discussion, a lot of spider weaving going on, because many of the people in it have been on the Weaving Spiders podcast, including myself. I've been on it a couple of times. As a matter of fact, I cannot remember the last time I was on it, but the last time I was on it, I could take these off because it wasn't so bright. And I was literally kind of only lit by the screen. So, okay, so we are releasing it on the 27th. Oh, sick. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. Also, my apologies for missing Tuesday and Thursday. I just got up too late. Slept right through, like, I actually woke up before the alarm, went to the bathroom, saw how much time I had. I was like, okay, I'm going to let the alarm wake me up. Well, the alarm did not wake me up. I slept right through that. That'll tell you how tired I was. I was beat, son. It was awful. But anyway, for those of you just joining us, if you go here and donate, whatever the amount, kind of provide me a link or something like that, or just some kind of proof you donated, you get 3 cards. They could be tarot, oracles, or runes, or a combination of the three. If you go here and you subscribe, you know, we give us some kind of confirmation, and we'll do 6 cards for you, and we're talking like, tarot cards. I broke out the Rider-Waite deck today. This is like one of my favorites. I can't explain what's been drawing me to Rider-Waite lately. Rider-Waite has been like my go-to for some reason. And I've got Celtic Tarot Uncommon, Tarot Grand Lux. The good tarot I found out is actually an Oracle deck. That's listed as an Oracle deck, but it's all tarot. It's just kind of done in this Oracle theme, which for those of you not familiar with Oracle cards, I'll show you. I got a deck of them right here, especially if you've never been to this channel before. Oracle cards are not like tarot cards. They're actually quite a bit bigger. Decks can range in thickness, and they're a lot of them are themed. Like this one, Sacred Light Oracle. I picked that one because, well, I love this deck. It's absolutely gorgeous. It was a gift from my sister, I think for my birthday last year. So I've had this one for almost exactly 1 year. I'm just going to start shuffling here. And I learned a lot about how difficult some decks can be to shuffle, let me tell you. I've got some that cardstock is so stiff you're only doing overhands with these. And then there we go. One more. Why not? Just one more. There we go. Okay, so got the Sacred Light Oracle cards all shuffled and ready to go. Let's get Rider-Waite and the runes ready. See what happens there. And yeah, I'm using, I think all but one deck that I'm using today was a gift. So, I mean, we're pretty close to my birthday anyway. It's only like 3 days away. And I thought it would kind of be appropriate to use decks that were, in fact, gifts. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite decks is my Tarot of the Divine, because it centers around my favorite thing, which is, fairy tales, folk tales, stuff like that. And yeah, here we go. Okay, so Rider-Waite, gonna go ahead and shuffle that. I do kind of shuffle everything but Rider-Waite a certain way. And that's because I have officially started doing reversals. And believe it or not, Moots, I invited her, but I haven't heard a thing back from her yet. She went to a live concert last night. She was supposed to see Megadeth and Five Finger Death Punch, but weather got a little chilly and windy, and she just could not take that, so they ended up leaving. That's kind of a shame. She did get to catch The Who, though. That Mongolian band. I love that band. I was like, you're checking out. She sent me pictures. It was pretty awesome. As a matter of fact, I think, well, let's do a little share screen here. Share the screen. Yep. Time to do this. Okay. Here we go. So, there we go. So yeah, there they are. She got to see them. Then there was okay, there was here's another picture. I don't know who this is. Pretty sure that's not them though. Okay, so there we go. We can stop that now. All right. So also, just to let our audience know, the Ko-fi money or coffee money also pays back the money that was spent for the new logo. That was a commission by Ethel Wolf, who did a very beautiful piece, by the way. Yeah, I'm jealous too. Why weren't we invited? Well, because none of us live in fucking Pennsylvania. That's why. She's like 3 hours from me, I think. I think. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But yeah, I was talking. Speaking of moots, I was talking about the Tarot of the Divine, which is one of my favorite tarot decks. Because, and here's the thing, it was given to me by Moots' sister, who was actually my boss. It's wild. Like, I was like, whoa, dude, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so here's some. I don't read Dutch. I don't speak it. I don't read it. I have been to 4chan a time or two, but never been an active participant. What was that other one? 8chan, I believe, was one I tried to play around on. Something Guy Fox masked by 4chan members. All right, there we go. All right, so I got the tarot, the oracles, and the runes laid out. And if you're just joining us, I will go through this again. Drop some tips here. You get 3 cards to answer your question. They can be tarot, they can be oracle, they can be runes, or a combination. Subscribe here, you get 6 cards. And same thing, tarot, oracles, runes, combination. However you want to do it. It'll be the questioner's choice. But yeah, I'll be straight up with you. Most of these, when I'm doing these cards, like, I don't know which ones I'm going to pick. I don't lay them out the night before. They're literally picked on the spot. And then whatever decks call out to me is just that one, that one, that one. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I did not know that. Did not know that about your last name. And I should have made the connection, but I just totally didn't. The great thing about being a 4chan user or an 8chan or 8kun or whatever it's called these days, you really are not. You really are kind of anonymous. Like, you don't sign up for a user account. You just kind of go in and post. Might want to be used to not having those dopamine hits whenever your post is liked or whatever. Because quite honestly, you don't get notifications off of that. Also, speakyourmindhere.com. Brand new site. You're going to go there. You're going to see a whole bunch of like very conservative people. Yes, that is where, not Speak Your Mind Here, but 8chan was where QAnon was posting. Or allegedly QAnon. I actually had an app that would just bring me the posts, and I would look at those. And I'm going to tell you this: I've been in some QAnon centric rooms on Telegram, and I just infuriated the shit out of them. As a matter of fact, I infuriated people who were like way older than me and a whole lot less, how can I put this? They were a whole lot less level. They were making all kinds of weird claims that were nowhere in those posts. And all I did was ask questions. V for Vendetta. Don't read the graphic novel. I've read the graphic novel. I liked the movie. The movie was good, but I think I like the graphic novel a little more, as you should. Well, that's the thing. I asked questions, and this was just what I wanted to see. I When I enter into a room like that, doesn't matter what you're talking about. I just want to know if you're going to be honest with me, and that's really the entire aim. So what I did was I asked questions like, okay, where is this in the Q post? Where is that in the Q post? And of course, there's no answer. In fact, the only answers I got were do your own research. We're not telling you what to believe. And they kept hammering those points for a little while. And then it's you need to talk with God and use discernment and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, so you are telling me what to believe. You're telling me what to believe. And they'd get super, super mad. I've seen this before. When you ask questions and you present something like a counter argument, the thing is, I'm not making an attempt to shut you down. I just want to know, should I be associated with you? Because I say my first experiences with the church and D&D, if they taught me nothing, they taught me, hey, check it out. They're making claims that, you need to check out. You're going to tell me this game's going to lead me to a life of violence and drugs and suicide and satanic rituals. Well, then I want to know how that works. How does that work? What do you have? What do you have for me? Show me what you got. Well, do your own research. Okay, but when I did my own research, this is what I got. And then there's all kinds of convenient explanations, tons of circular logic. In one, they showed these people. They showed me a picture one time, and the picture was a male and female. Look like agents, but they weren't FBI. And they were trying to use this as proof that John F. Kennedy Jr. was still alive, and it was a picture of a plane. They had some like debris from a wreckage. They'd recovered the plane, and these I think it was DOT. I think they were wearing DOT jackets, and they're going through all this stuff, and it's just the female was kind of like a little here, and the male was off, kind of like here. And they said that this was Carolyn Bessette and JFK Jr. in disguise. Well, I saw a male and a female agent. That's it. That's all I saw. There was not a clear enough shot of their faces for me to conclude that. So I was like, this is not conclusive. You know what I do? I love Alan Moore's work. Alan Moore's work is pretty awesome. Um, I kind of like his earlier work. I love From Hell. And the only reason I read it was because I heard it was banned. So I managed to get my hands on it, and I read it, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Jack the Ripper, okay. And I didn't see where it was so ban worthy. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. But I saw the movie. The movie was okay. I have it. I have it on DVD. It's all right. It's not bad. Uh, Not great, but not bad. So let's see what else. Movie's incredibly full of occult references. That's true. Um, you know what? I would actually, John Torres from the Basic Expert channel. I would be a lot more comfortable letting him kind of comment on that one because I don't know a lot about the Aztecs or Aztec gods. He does, and he's putting together his own Aztec game. So, in the spirit of Greyhorn, there it is. 17th letter of the alphabet. 17, yeah. Lost Girls was pretty disturbing. That I missed that one. I need to check that one out. But yeah, it's hell of a thing, really. So now I'm just kind of like I'm kind of looking at my social media, going, where did everybody go? Oh, there's one. I didn't post it to that one. I just kind of put it in there and didn't bother posting it. Now I did. And just as an aside, because I do want to say this, despite how late the the weekend reading went up, thank you so much to everybody who tuned into other platforms, namely like Cloud Hub and BitChute, because they did the best there. Elmore fancies himself a chaos magician. Hey, whatever works. I mean, obviously his work has kind of caused some chaos. Let's put it that way. From Hell actually did cause some people to start panicking and stuff like that. And just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, when we say we're talking about occult stuff, we're talking about hidden things. That's what occult means. It means hidden, you know. I mean, most of your esoteric practice is going to be occult. As a matter of fact, speaking of occult things, Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Book of Antithesis. There you go. There's some stuff in there. That, yeah, it is. Not gonna lie, that is some pretty hardcore stuff if you're into it. Got to know what you're doing though. It's a lot like when I talk about the first time I ever did tarot, and how I straight up really missed the mark on the first tarot deck that I got. I really should have just gone with Rider-Waite, not gonna lie. Hey, listen to this. The staffing crisis is driving hospitals into the red. Clinicians are caught in the middle. Well, no kidding. Oregon Health and Science University is the largest health system in the state, training thousands of clinicians each year and serving as the go-to hospital for people with complex conditions. But the Portland-based academic medical center is now facing an expensive conundrum. It needs to hire more staff to decrease its reliance on costly travel agency contracts. Remember those traveling nurses? Yep. But it's also facing pressure from current employees to raise wages and improve working conditions. OHSU posted a $90 million loss for fiscal 2022, ended in June, that served as a warning to its leadership. The health system is now looking for additional ways to bring in revenue while trying to make cuts where it can, short of layoffs. Yet the problem at OHSU are noteworthy only in their scale. Hospitals across Oregon are facing the same challenges, said Becky Hultberg, president and CEO of the Oregon Association of Hospitals and Health Systems. Rising expenses, not only for labor, but also supplies, drugs, and equipment, are only part of the problem. The staffing shortage is rippling throughout the state's entire healthcare system. When there are no beds in post-acute care settings, like in long-term care or hospice, hospitals face delays in discharging patients, and they're not getting more revenue for those longer stays. However, other patients languish in the emergency department waiting for beds to open up. The hospital can't have an open front door and a closed back door, Hultberg said. And that's what's happening for far too many patients right now. You know what? I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to read any more. I'm going to stop right there because and this is something I've talked about before, but I'm going to point it out. And I'm not even going to say, I hate to be that guy, because fuck it, I'm going to be that guy. I had a discussion back in 2014, 2015 with a guy I worked for. And me and this guy, I worked for him, but we were also friends. We did, talk outside of work. And we largely kind of agreed on some things politically, but we disagreed on some things too. But we were able to like just discuss it. We didn't fling shit at each other. And one of the things that we were kind of disagreeing on was the Affordable Care Act, which got signed into law and was implemented as of 2012. So we had been about 2 or 3 years into it. And I mentioned, and this is true, that my insurance premiums had doubled and my coverage got slashed in half. And he laid it all out, of course, and it helped make sense of it. But I was like, that still doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And I said, what, and I made my point that the Hells Angels are in town causing trouble. Hells Angels, the pagans, the banditos, whatever. You got a criminal organization. They've come into town and they got a few people to pay protection, right? And those that didn't, they sent some of their own people in to terrorize the joint until they did. And crime is now becoming a problem. And it's driving people out. It's bringing the wrong element in. And now everybody's kind of turning to their government and saying, hey, we need some kind of solution. And government goes, okay, let's talk this over. And rather than sending the police to deal with this, to start busting up these rackets, they come back with, okay, so we have this great idea. We have the Affordable Protection Act. And now everyone will be required to pay a protection fee to this criminal organization. Otherwise, we will charge you X amount of dollars every year and we'll pay them anyway. And furthermore, if you do not pay them, well, then you're really going to be left on your own while you still have to pay anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but under the law, that is called extortion. And that is exactly what government just did. And they handed all the power over to the insurance companies. And I pointed that out, that now insurance companies protected by government because, hey, their people are in office. They're fucking protected, bud. I said, now they get to decide what kind of treatments you get, what you don't, or even if you get treated. And we had this back and forth discussion. He said, it's really going to take about 10 years to work as it's intended. And I said, okay. I said, what? I said, just what if? Let's just say you had an Ebola outbreak and it swept the world. I said, do you really think that our health system in its current state, 10 years from now, with this in place, will be able to handle it? And he had no answer for me. Well, weirdly enough, 10 years after, about 10 years after the law passed or so, look at where we are. And you tell me. Because every time the COVID test appointments started to taper off, oh, there's a new variant. Never mind that our tests, and I'm going to tell you this right now because I worked in a pharmacy. Hello. Our tests do not test to see which variant you have. It just tests to see if you have this cold, which coronavirus 29EE is the common cold. I'm serious. If you don't know that, look it up. Coronavirus 29EE. Yes, the common cold can kill you. The flu can kill you. It's more likely to do so if you have other comorbidities. Like if you're way overweight, you're diabetic, you have respiratory problems already, stuff like that. If you're just generally unhealthy, like especially if it's preventable or you can do something about it, it's probably going to be even more deadly. For people who are, pretty much healthy, they're active, they eat well, I vape, so that's still kind of debatable. Um, People who kind of drink to excess, who actually smoke, that kind of thing, yeah, you're you're kind of putting yourself in danger there. But again, I support personal choice. If you're going to do that, well, you got to deal with the consequences of those actions. So, but yeah, it's working as intended, because every time those tests tapered off, oh, there's a new variant. Every time they test tapered off, here's like 2 or 3 variants. Then the shots came out. And it's like, okay, every time those shots just started to taper off, well, now we can do 5 to 11-year-olds. Nah, those shots tapered off. Well, now we can do toddlers. I was waiting for them to do infants. I'm not even going to lie. And then when those all started to taper off, we got a new shot. No, I'll bet. And I sat there and I was like, this is not going to end. It's not. And that's just plain fact of the matter. It just is what it is. So for the people who said, oh, this is not going away, it's going to be a subscription of shots. I just drained that damn mug. But let's see. Yeah, the ACA is working as intended. It certainly is. Now, oh, you look, I know one thing: pharmacies are stressed to the point where they have higher turnover rates than ever now. CVS just closed one of its pharmacies, and it shifted a whole lot of their patients over to us. Good problem to have until after Labor Day, when we were closed. Yeah, when we're closed, that's great. We get that day off and it's paid and it's all great. When we come back, we have tons of prescriptions we got to catch up on. And then not a day later, maybe a day or two after that, that's when that new shot dropped. So now we're getting like that. They approved an overnight shift just to get us caught up. I volunteered for it and got flat shot down over that. The only the bonus for me was I got to work yesterday morning, so I was out of there by 4, which got me my vacation kicked off a little early, and not what I wanted, but I'll take it and be happy. So that's cool. Let's see here. The war against terrorism brought more terrorism. No shit. Look at who they're calling terrorists now. I said now before, this is just kind of back when I was like, didn't know better, didn't care. When this whole war on terror thing kicked off, a little red flag popped up to me when the idiot child resident at the time made his speech that Americans would have to give up their right to privacy. I'm like, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. No, you're so sure that this bin Laden character did it. Oh, why are you looking at us? By the way, the programs under Clinton, Carnivore, and Echelon were in full swing. They did nothing. Those electronic surveillance programs were there. They did nothing. The war on drugs brought in more drugs, yes. By the way, I should point something out. Let's talk drugs for a minute. Ready for this? Marijuana in this country is considered a Schedule 1 controlled substance. Schedule 1 controlled substances are outright banned. By federal law, they're outright banned. Cocaine is a Schedule 2 controlled substance. And it is used medicinally. Anybody want to take a guess at how it's used medicinally? Go ahead, pop in a comment there. If you know, you know. If not, so you don't, I'll be happy to tell you. And the war against the national debt, the war against inflation, you mean, will most likely increase the national debt and inflation. Yeah. Yep. Uh, yeah. And you know what? This is one of those things like I love a good conspiracy theory. I like it when the theorists are a little able to present themselves well. Michael Rupert was one of my favorites, but his absolutely scared the shit out of me because he could provide financial data to go with it. David Icke is just flat entertaining to me. I love listening to him. I find his theories very fascinating. Do I believe them all? Not really. Not really. But I'm just going to kick my kettle on again. I'm going to make myself another cup of tea and hang with you guys. One of the things that David Icke said, have you ever noticed, but when we declare war on something, there's usually more of it. I was hearing that back in 2005, 2006. So we were hearing a lot of that. But I'll tell you what, I said that I don't do this, but I'm going to. I heard that thousands have died of cringe from watching She-Hulk. Oh my goodness. You know what? If I had my way, I'm going to say this. I would have made She-Hulk a little sooner, and China would have been the star. I'm not even kidding. I would have written that part specifically with her in mind. I'd have painted her green. I'd have put her up on screen. And it wouldn't be any of this stuff that we have today. But here's what I'm going to do. One of the things that I told everyone this a couple times. I was asked if I ever would read for world events, and I always said no, because I direct all my readings right at you watching this right now. You can do something about you. You cannot do anything externally about the world around you. However, one of the things that I had to do some thinking about it, and I said, one of the things I'm always asking the cards when I'm shuffling is, what do we need to know? What do we need to know to, really affect the kind of change that we want to see? You have to inject edge runners to recover from bad case of She-Hulk. You know what? I have got to see that. I don't have Netflix, and I have no impetus to purchase a subscription. I'm waiting for them to release that on DVD or Blu-ray. I will purchase physical copies. I'm still like, I do want to purchase physical copies of Cobra Kai because I hear it's really good. Plus, I do have all the Karate Kid movies. And let me tell you something. Terry Silver was one of my favorite villains. My goodness, that guy just, not only was he obnoxious, but he just kind of had that really intense stare, and it made him perfect for the part of Valak in Vampires. Shit. Okay. Pardon me, folks. I just lost a spoon. Son of a bitch. Okay, there we go. Just going to pour myself a cup. We're going to let that steep for a few minutes. Irish breakfast tea, it's got me going, y'all. Ain't no stopping me now. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Just for giggles. Well, let's do a reading for some world events, shall we? How about that? Okay, so I'm going to throw down 3 runes, and we're going to see what do we need to know about the world around us and its events. So we'll start with our present, where we're at, like an action that we can take and then a potential outcome. So let's see. Start with that present, and we've got manas. So this is our humanity. This is how we are as human beings in the world today. That's all we are. We're only human. So you can only do human things. We have enough of both sides. You can see that, some of us are like night and day. Some of us have that nice balance, and we can learn something within that balance of doing only what we can. Stop focusing on what we can't do, what we don't have the power to do, because even being human, we're still very powerful. The action we can take. Did you remember what I said about balance just now? Tivaz, Teeter's room. And now we have that balance, that justice, that victory. And believe it or not, victory and justice, we tend to think of it as the ruling has fallen to our side. That's not entirely true. Real justice and the real victory in it is restoring that balance. So where the scales tip too far one way, we bring it back to that equilibrium. And then our potential outcome, Degas, right there. So with Manas, Tivaz, and Degas, a lot of Oz endings here. With those three runes, you can look at them and you can understand that it really is about our individual choices, our individual dealings, our individual leanings, and how we're dealing with them. Again, I know I said for world events, we're looking at how does that relate to the people in politics? Well, what are you doing? Are you writing your senators, your Congress people? Are you getting involved in the local politics? Are you getting involved in ways that are constructive? Are you yourself running for public office in your own municipality? If you say no, it's because I can't win, or I'm not voting for this party candidate because they can never win. Okay, well, think of how many people are saying that with you right now. Okay, are any of those people in the voting booth with you? Are any of those people in the foxhole with you when you're going to run for office? Ladies and gentlemen, this reinforces what I've said all along. It comes down to you and you alone. What are you going to do? Do what you can do. Realize your own power. Step into it. Take charge. Take control. And that way, you're going to inspire others who will absolutely tell others, okay, you know what? If this person can do it, I know I can. If this person can do it, well, then what's to stop me from taking it back? And if this person can do it, why can't I? Why not me? And that should be the message you're spreading right now. Why not you? Why not me? Go right back. I don't know how many Megadeth fans I have here on this live stream right now. But let me quote a little bit of Megadeth for you from the song Peace Sells. What do you mean I couldn't be the president of the United States of America? Tell me something. It's still we the people, right? And if that's your line, if that's what you believe, well, then you better get to it. Because if you needed proof, if you needed a sign, if you needed anything, you needed just a sign from the gods, it was right here in these three runes. You know, you want to get out there, you want to make it, you want to see that difference made, you've got to be that difference. There's just no other way about it. So, does anyone else still think I should read for world events? What do we need to know? Exactly what I asked. We got our answer. And guess what? It doesn't foretell the future. But Degas is that moment where everything dawns on you, because that's what that rune means. That's my personal rune. It's the rune I love the most, because I love finding out new stuff. I love finding out new information. I love seeing it. And for those of you just joining us right now, I'm going to scroll back up and do this real quick. If you throw some tips right here at this link, you get 3 cards. They could be all tarot, all oracles, all runes, or you could do a combination of the 3. If you throw a subscription into this Patreon, you get 6 cards. Again, same thing. Same rules apply. All I need is confirmation that you donated or that you've subscribed. And I've got 3 decks right here. And if these decks aren't your cup of tea, then that's okay. I can pop off the headphones. I can set this to my logo. I can go grab a different deck, whatever you want to see. If you want to see the Tarot of the Divine, or you want to see the Celtic Tarot, or Tarot Grand Lux, or even the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed, we can do that too. So it's not that I can't read. That one of my concerns that I brought up last week when I asked if I would read for world events was, what if I'm wrong? Well, I can tell you one thing. It's all in the questions you ask. It's all in what answers you're seeking. And here's the thing. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to tell you, oh yeah, today at about, 9:42 p.m., I think we're going to have a big nuclear explosion somewhere. That is not going to come out of me. Because again, look at some of these people like, what was his name? That one minister and his church. Every so often, Harold Camping. Yes, look at that guy. Boy, he and his just knew they had a lock on the date of the end times. And then what happened? Every time, I think I was listening to Coast to Coast AM at the time, and George Norrie would have them on, and he would be like, "Okay, but what if you're wrong?" And you'd hear, "We're not even going to entertain that because we know we're right." Okay, so just like this blew up. It became news for some reason. And I told, I was working in a mall, and I was friendly with the guys in the AT&T, the little kiosk in the middle of the mall. I said, you ought to make a sign, because they were perpetually on break. They had no business at all. This mall was practically dead. I think it's probably dead right now. So I told them, you ought to make a sign, and tomorrow just put the sign up. Go take when you take your breaks, put that sign up. It says, in case of rapture, this booth will be unmanned. And they kind of chuckled about it first, but then I walked past it, and again, they were on their breaks, and there was that little sign. They actually made a paper sign, folded it in half, and it read, in case of rapture, this booth will be unmanned. It was absolutely hysterical, and I loved it. It was great. So, anybody donating to the page, anybody subscribing to the Patreon, that's this one here, or this right here. If you have, throw me some kind of confirmation that you've done it, and I'll go ahead and I'll get your reading done. I've got the cards shuffled, laid out right here. Got the meditative stuff done with them, so we'll just start drawing cards right here, right now. No BS. If it doesn't work this time around, I completely understand. We didn't have much time to prep this one. It just kind of came to mind Thursday morning, and I put it out there. Stein thought it was a great idea, and I was like, well, let's do it. If it doesn't quite work out for this particular weekend, it's not a big deal. We will do it next weekend. I'll grab those links. We'll prepare it a little better. We'll spend some time promoting it. Also, I have an author coming. I want to throw him a little shout out. Okay, so there we go. All right, so the author of the Vaidra saga, which is now available on Amazon, Nicholas Stanishek. I have invited him onto the show. There are only 2 books out right now. I'll throw that link right here because I really do want to. This looks really good, by the way. This kind of looks like something out of Dragonlance, and I enjoy some Dragonlance. Here we go. Boom. So if you go to this link, you can check out Nicholas's books. I have invited Nick onto the podcast. Unfortunately, he could not do it this week. He is having surgery on his ankle, and I wish him. I've got a candle lit on my altar right now. Nick, all the best. Best of luck with that ankle. Hope it mends a little sooner rather than later. We tried to schedule it for next weekend, so a week from today. However, there's a con going on, and he kind of has prior commitments to that. So we're going to see what other days we can do it. And quite frankly, I'm excited to have him on because I just judging from the covers look epic. And there's only 2 books, so now you can kind of get in while it's still a very young series and check it out for yourself. I say I recommend them because they look really good. But the book 1 says, as one house dies, another is formed. Near the overworld city of Sicyon, a female drow monk, Vaidra, helps her house escape the evil machinations of a rival house of the underworld, only to arrive at what appears to be sudden death at the hands of mortal enemies of the drow, the High Elves. But a zealous male human cleric of the Way, Nicodemus, is witness to the attack and could be the one thing that changes her destiny forever. Vaidra's troubles have only just started, and they will only multiply in the overworld, where most people don't trust or like her kind. So we do have a drow elf, and volume 1. Oh, it is a 2-book series. Okay, it's just a 2-book series. We got Vaidra and the Destiny of Nicodemus, and Vaidra and the Dragon of Temple Mount. So looks like they're worth checking out. And we do have a drow character as the main protagonist. And I hope that you'll give that a look. The mailbox open in my browser so we can track it real time. Great. Excellent. Hopefully we get some soon. Like I said, this was short notice. So if it doesn't work this weekend, no problem. We can do it again. Plus, I just did a random 3-card draw for world events. So the one thing I said I would never do. And look, it turned its focus and narrowed it right on the viewer here. So no surprise there. No surprise at all. In fact, I'm kind of happy it did that. Kind of wish Child of Ash were here because I do have something very cool to show him. Actually, I'll probably show him in the tribe chat. I will probably do it there. I sold out? Did I? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And now it is time you all learn the truth that I am part of the Illuminati, and I am here to poison all of your minds and bring them all into my command. Whew, that sounded really creepy, did it not? Whoa. Holy shit. That did not sound good. I should oof, I should probably save that from the Chalt ad that I'm doing. That reminds me, I need to work on that like tonight. I have been promising Venger that for like 2 weeks. I shot it, spotted a mistake that I made. I was like, damn it. I need to just write a damn script. That's really the only way I'm gonna get it done is write a small script for like a 2-minute video and then post that some bitch to Twitter. But yes, this voice is the official voice of Corthalis Publishing. So I'm going to have to make that video and see if I can make it without it being completely cringe. I mean, it might be cringe either way. You never know. You really never know with me. It might just be cringe as fuck, but whatever. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it to work. That's all. Once I figure out how to get that son of a bitch to work, then it's all good and it's all in fun. So we'll see. Yes, we all sell out though. Like Andrew Dice Clay said, we're all fucking products. We all gotta sell. Then again, it's Saturday morning, so I imagine a whole lot of people are doing Saturday morning shit, including me. I got it. Let's talk about all the ways Raven can just fucking sell out. Let's talk about that because we've had like I don't know, we've had a few. As a matter of fact, let's go Razor Fist for just a moment. Razor Fist just dropped a brand new rant last night called G4 TV goes in the way of, well, G4 TV. And he pointed out, that's right. That's right. Happy birthday to his son. And hey, September baby. Nice. I ain't even mad. That's cool. Like I said, I'll catch him later. It's nothing super pressing. So, but anyway, G4 TV, if you haven't noticed, Adam Schlesinger is the only guy there that I even remotely knew who the hell he was. The rest, I had no idea who they were. And I was like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I used to watch G4 TV a long time ago. And I used to love G4 TV. And then I see Frost, and the first thing is, let's talk about sexism in gaming. And I went, oh, for the love of fuck. Yeah, here we go. This is not going to be good. And of course, she's like, yeah, you don't like it? Don't watch it. Peace. I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I caught that part later. I tuned out when, let's talk sexism in gaming. Let's not. But all the people that were around her were YouTubers. They were all YouTubers. So they completely sold out only to be laid off like 8 months later after Frost completely lost her shit. And, I survived like a few days later. Barbara. Yeah, oh shit, here we go again. And then I was like, but me, I was like, we're not going there again. Later, Anita Sarkeesian Light with bad tattoos. Asta bitch. So that's where, like, let's just say I completely sell out. What company do I sell out to? Well, let's entertain this for just a second. Who do I sell out to? What am I selling out for? And what am I shilling? What do you see me absolutely positively just completely shilling? Like, I completely sell out. Who is it? What major? Okay, it has to be a major company because they have to pay me a fuckload of money. Then they have to get me to talk about certain things. They have to get me to shill for a certain product. What is it? Come on, I want to hear you guys tell me who am I selling out to, and what am I shilling? when actually listening to the backfires. Right? Sort of like that She-Hulk posters going on. Sorry, incels, not everything is made for you. All right. A few months you're going to be bitching, why won't they watch us? Neil Gaiman's over there losing his shit. Whoa, you're watching it wrong. Motherfucker, I lay eyes on screen. That is all that is required to watch something properly. That's it. I sell out to Wizards of the Coast. Okay. Oh, I knew that. I should have known that was coming. Okay, so I sell out to Wizards of the Coast. And the next thing, what do they get me to talk about? And what product am I shilling? Like, how do I become everything that I completely fucking despise? And furthermore, what are they giving me? Like, what's my compensation here? So I've sold out to WotC. Let's see what happens. Oh man, that's not a good sign. When that's the first thing that pops up, that's not a good sign, people. Okay. Neil Gaiman doesn't draw enough new subscriptions for Netflix. Well, no shit. This was there was a lot more going on than that. Don't get me wrong, the guy that they cast to play Sandman, the main character, I thought looked great. But then there were some characters that were noticeably swapped. And I was like, why? Why would you do that? And then, of course, Gaiman has to come up, oh, that's based on talent, don't you know? Well, okay, I guess, but you haven't really read the room, have you, Gaiman? And here's the thing, I love the Sandman comics. I do. I thought they were great. I think I had Sandman, The Wake, and one other. I loved how totally weird they were. And that's the whole reason I read them. I don't think it's been a long time since I've read them, but if I can find some old Sandman comics, I'll probably read those. But I thought, the poster looked pretty good, but here we go again with swapping out characters, and I'm like, it's not a good idea. Not really a good idea. Get them at least closer to what your characters look like in the comic series. Okay, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. And I say that because Wizards is hiring me to shill for them shamelessly, might I add. They're paying me a lot of money to shill for them. Why would I be? Oh, a Rings of Power RPG in collaboration with Amazon. I don't think that'll work, and here's why. They do have Adventures in Middle-earth, but Free League Publishing, I think, has the rights to like the Lord of the Rings stuff, and they've already released the One Ring. So I don't know if that would work. It's a good theory, though. My God, I don't know. I'd probably last about, I'll give myself some credit, 2 months before I actually commit seppuku. I'm not gonna lie. I would. I'd kill me. No. How much are they paying me, Stein? What are they paying me? Doing that one versus RPG stuff. That's fine. It's okay. I get it. It's a good thought, though. It really is. And I mean, and look, WotC does have a deal with Amazon. That's why when you go to Amazon, like when you go into any local gaming store, if you wanted to buy a copy of the 5th edition Player's Handbook, it's going to cost you about $50. You go on Amazon, it'll cost you maybe like, I don't know, under 30. Like they have a special deal with WotC. So something like a Rings of Power RPG in collaboration with Amazon, I don't see that as like completely out of the question. There's just a lot of legal red tape that they would have to go through, a lot of copyright shit. So, they'll probably try to get me to shill for Radiant Citadel, which I'm sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit at that thought. Oh, it'll take a fuckload of money to get me to do that, if they ever could. Which I highly doubt. 50,000 a year and 2% royalties. You know, if you triple that front number, yeah, probably. That's probably 150K a year plus 2% royalties. Yeah, yeah, I'd be actively shilling for it then. 2% royalties, dude. I mean, make a what is it like? I don't know, 2%. So for every like I'm literally making $1 a book if they sell that book for $50. See, before you point your finger, oh yeah, before you point your finger, you should know that I'm the man. If I'm the man and you're the man and he's the man as well, so you can point that fucking finger up your ass. I'm the one that sold the soul fucking RPG dipshit. I sold out long before you ever knew my name. I'm the one who sold my soul to make a game, dumb fuck, and you bought one. Fuck you, buddy. Hooker with a penis. I love that song. Okay, let's go with 150,000 a year, 2% royalties. I sold. Uh, what did I view it to? Well, you've missed about an hour and 12 of it, but here's the question I put out there. Okay, and here you go, Cal. Ready for this? Okay, so earlier on, I said, I'm currently making, I'm trying to create like a video ad for one, like for Chalt, for Venger. And I've been trying to figure out a way to approach it. I got a video shot, however, there's some problems, and I really need to reshoot it. And which he said, I should be the official voice of Corthalis Publishing and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. And the best part, I will, and I jokingly said this will work for RPGs. He said deal. So I joked my way into a deal, and this is what Stein had to say. I sold out. I said, okay, so let's just say I sell out. I need to know 4 things. Okay, number 1, who do I sell out to? What major corporation to whom do I sell out? Number 2, what am I being compensated for selling out? Number 3, what are they getting me to say specifically? And number 4, what product are they getting me to shamelessly shill? So those 4 things, what are they? Promote your channel on the back of each book, link and headshot. You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. Active channel promotion for all 4 channels. Fuck yeah. I will take that. On the back of each book, people gonna know who the fuck I am. I'm gonna learn today. As we say. Roger doesn't make much and then he puts the profits in the next book. That's true. That's true. But that's not what we're talking about. Like I'm just making an ad. Like I'm just kind of making something. I joked my way into getting more PDFs. So, and that's great. That's awesome. I'm thinking I might select Alpha Blue, but anyway. Number 1, what major company do I shell out for? Now this could be publishers of this new age material like Hay House or Llewellyn, could be Wizards of the Coast, could be Catalyst Games, could be Mophidius, could be Green Ronin, or whoever. Who do I sell out to? What am I being paid? What are they getting me to say? And what product am I shamelessly shilling for? It's just those 4 questions. If I just sell out, I just sell my soul, damn it. Who is the devil in this case, and what are they making me do? And by the way, Wizards of the Coast has already been picked. Wizards of the Coast has already been picked. They're offering me $150,000, 2% royalties, promotion of my channel, and they're getting me to say all the right things, tick all the boxes verbally, and get the Android. Oh my God. Get the sex bot. Yep. There we go. Cringe moment. But I get $150,000 plus 2% royalty. So I'm making $1 off every book sold. So if that thing sells 150,000 copies, I got 150,000 extra there. What else? I'm saying all the right things, and I'm promoting a Rings of Power RPG in collaboration with Amazon. And of course, Sexbot. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Need one of those that screams your name. So anyway. Oh shit. Hang on just a second, guys. Just need to just need to stop cam for just a second because I need a moment here. All right, we're good. Sorry, I had to. I could feel it. Like it's not as bad as it was last week, but now it's like they're flowing, and sometimes you start to feel that little trickle. And it's like I do not want something running out of my nose on camera, so that's why I just kind of cut cam for a minute. But anyway, yeah, that would be the. I don't know if that would be the ultimate sellout. To me, the ultimate sellout would be Wizards of the Coast, the package we just mentioned, but instead of that Rings of Power RPG, which I would be far more comfortable with promoting, it would either be new Spelljammer or Radiant Citadel, or a Radiant Citadel Strixhaven combo. Nope. Oh, I'd rather walk around with a razor blade butt plug, to be honest with you, dipped in alcohol. I would rather do that. I would rather shove rusty, chipped, double-edged razor blades into my urethra than do that. That's just fact. I know. And here's the thing. I don't hate Wizards of the Coast. I hate what they're doing. I hate that they're trying to turn D&D into a lifestyle brand instead of a game. I hate that they rolled back on their promises. I hate all of that because so many other independent publishers have actually fulfilled Wizards of the Coast's promise. And believe it or not, third-party adventure makers have done so much better and have made greater strides to bridge the gap between the OSR and the new players and bring them together on the common ground of we like games. Greg Lambert's a shining example of that. Chronicles of Iris has high fantasy. Doom That Came to Astrius has that, that low fantasy, sword and sorcery type stuff. He's literally got something for everyone. And last night I saw a Twitter post from him. He's kind of like not sure where to go, and I'm like, dude, just do what makes sense. You've done that so far. Don't stop now. Just hold what you got. Keep going. Even though he's making stuff for D&D 5th edition, there's still a lot of OSR material in there that piques my interest. First of all, it's obviously the best game you ever played, and every other game contributes to the oh-so-real satanic panic. The game is wholesome, family-friendly, and inclusive to everyone. Nah. Let's see. There's not enough rusty razor blades to equal selling out to those shoddy products. True. Very true. I will never argue with that because it just happens to be true. Besides, it takes a long time for some of these double-edged razor blades to rust now, don't it? I use them. In fact, I got a shave today. I got about a week's worth of growth on my head and on my face, and I'm not really all that happy with it. Sorry if I'm overindulging in this a little bit. I just got new vape juice yesterday. I was down to whatever I had left in my tank and just trying to preserve what I had. And I just barely made it. I'm talking like my tank had about that much left in it. Probably would have been good for another day or so, but I was like, before I go grocery shopping, I need to grab some. So I went and grabbed some. So now I'm back to my full complement. I'll be back to that place in a month. VIP Vape Lounge, y'all. They treat me right. I really wish they had a website. And I've directed them to the new speakermindhere.com because you can sell products there. They do have accounts where you can sell products. Now, I don't know if the market exists for tabletop RPGs yet. I don't even know if the market exists for the vape products they have. But that's a place where you can. As a matter of fact, let me share screen again. Do it one more time. And we're going to boop, boop, and let's see. Yep. Well, there's merch. Find friends, comment things, resources, contact us. As a matter of fact, let's see. Pro members. Let's see what it costs. Okay, pro memberships to speakermindhere.com. $10 a month for pro. You get 20 posts promoted. You get a 20% discount. Max upload size of 256 megs. And you get a verified badge, show hide last seen, see profile visitors, and you're a featured member. If you go 15 a month, you get the VIP, which is all of that. Plus you get audio call, video call, live videos. Yeah, featured members. So yeah, this is a good place to promote. I don't know if the market is there yet, but it probably will be at some point. So just something to check out. As a matter of fact, I want to go back because I don't know. Did you get? Oh, wow. Let's try this then. Okay, bigger screen. Let's go back. Here we are. So this is what it looks like now. And of course, there's one of the founders, Michelle and Scott. He's right here. This couple put them together. I've been on Zoom calls with them. They're really awesome. Good peoples. They do have some stiff competition in the free speech arena, but guess what? Yeah, here we go. And they have things like this. Crazy thought, but those 20 million AR-15s now in this country could sure arm a lot of Ukrainians. Thanks for acknowledging the entire reason the Second Amendment is so important, genius. Yeah, thanks, George. 2023 Cinco de Mayo at Martha's Vineyard. You will find a lot of stuff like this, but the truth is you can post anything you want. I've encountered, the only time I ever encountered resistance at that site was back when, what was it? Back when I first started with the site, I posted my tarot readings. I would post like sometimes I post a photo of the entire reading with a summary. Same summary I use for the YouTube, BitChute, CloudHub, Rumble, and the Odyssey videos. And this one guy named Kevin was like, are we to allow evil here too? Oh boy, here we go. I tried being diplomatic with this guy, and he just became an unhinged nightmare. Like, this guy was like, if SJW is one side of the coin, he was the other. Still extreme in his beliefs, ranting, raving, carrying on at me, talking about how I should be shut down, but he has free speech. And we didn't have a block feature at the time yet. And he was just going absolutely insane. And finally, at one point, when we finally got the block feature, I toyed with him for a little while. And the thing was, he hadn't done much to ingratiate himself to Scott or Michelle. So they were enjoying me kind of picking at him and goading him and, living rent-free in his head. And then finally one day I was like, okay, I've had enough fun. And I blocked him. And I don't think anyone's seen or heard from him since. Actually, he sounded more like a Karen than a Kevin. And the most disturbing part is I found a note card. It is full of just that back and forth exchange. It is so weird. But we haven't seen nor heard from him. He hasn't, like, when we switched from the old site to the new site, everything was lost. Followers were lost. Profiles were lost. Just usernames and passwords, and that's it. That's all we had. But everything was lost, and we're just like, well, fuck it. We'll repopulate. We'll rebuild those friends lists. It's no big deal. So we're trying to kind of find each other again, trying to remember who we had, who we didn't. But I imagine it probably also cleared the block list. And I had another lady come after me. Kyle's like a male Karen. I don't know. Could be Kyle, could be Carl. I don't know. But anyway, Kevin was one of those types that he came after me, and it's like, dude, I've been around a while. He's talking about how he had grandkids, and I was like, well, I hope their parents are raising them better than you would, because wow, we don't need more douchebags like you. And yeah, I had my fun with him, but he hasn't been back. And R. Simpson showed up on my in my BitChute again in the comment section for Friday video a couple weeks ago, and yeah, he's not getting it. He claims that he's forced to watch my videos because I post clickbait. I don't know where he's getting that, and he can't even spell. And I told him, I would have you go make my tea, but you can't even spell. So go learn how to spell, then go make my fucking tea. And he just kept posting the same thing over and over again. I was like, okay, well, we're done. And I blocked him too. So now he doesn't have to worry about any of my videos. But he's big mad. Big mad. And I think I on Twitter, someone said, well, you're just like the astrology girl for pagans, right? Well, last I checked, I was using these. I spelt once. I was using these, not, let's see. Oh, yep, come on. There we go. Using those, not this. So, am I studying astrology? Yes, I just kind of started on this book, as a matter of fact. But yes, I'm studying astrology, mainly because that, to me, astrology opens up not just a personal world, but it opens up the world around you. And here's the really weird part, if you're ready for this. Last year, I was sent something for my birthday. And remember, my boss sent me the Tarot of the Divine deck. And what came with it was this by Louise Eddington, Complete Guide to Astrology. Then Moot sent me an astrology book by the same author. This came like maybe a week or two later. And I was like, did you two like put your heads together on this? Because you bought books from the same author. No, they didn't. They did not. Not in any way, shape, or form. And I've got to say this. My only real issue with Louise Eddington's presentation is that she comes out and says right from the bat she's an activist. And there's all that gender equality stuff popping up again. So instead, she's going to use the terms day and night instead of masculine and feminine or male and female in terms of energies. I'm still kind of reading it. Like I have the book in like 3 different formats. Me and Rachel team up on astrology. Oh yeah, you know what? I wonder, because like I'm pretty sure Rachel's probably a lot more well versed in astrology than I am. Probably a lot more well versed. I am still learning. Moots, I believe it or not, that first book I showed you, The Secret Language of Astrology, I went to Barnes and Noble one day, and just as a like I like to do, I made a little joke. And I said, hey, I'm running to Barnes and Noble. You want me to pick you up anything? She's like, yeah, can you get me a book on astrology? I was like, okay. I was like, any particular book or whatever? And she's like, no, just anything, just whatever you can think of. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm in Barnes and Noble, and I find The Secret Language of Astrology, and there were a couple other books, and I hemmed and hawed over which one to get her. And The Secret Language of Astrology was right next to The Secret Language of Birthdays. And I was like, okay, this looks like and I kind of leafed through them just a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Maybe Secret Language of Astrology looks pretty good. I'll get her that. So I got it. I brought it home. I took a nap and I grabbed that book. I went to work. I asked for a Post-it note and a pen, and I jotted down, get ready for a journey among the stars. And I put it on there and I said, can my boss was like, can you give this to Ashley next time you see her? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. Oh wow, that's a great little book. I was like, yeah. It was like she asked me to just get her a book on astrology, so I got her one. So, no kidding, that book shows up, and she is just over the moon happy about it. I'm getting all kinds of text messages about it. Now, little did I know that this whole time she's been sitting there working on that book. And then one day she does an entire birth chart on me, just out of the clear blue nowhere, and starts rattling off stuff. And I'm like, whoa, shit. Okay. Now, I've said this. Moots was my student. She's progressed way beyond that. She's always taken I found all I had to do was give her little pieces of information, and she would just run with it. And in very, very little time at all, she has actually surpassed me. So I am super, super proud of her. And I tried to get her on with me this morning, but she never responded. So, but hey, who knows? Maybe next time could happen. I would love to get her on with me again, because her and I used to just, that's what we would do on, that's just what we would do. We would do like readings over high notes like that. It would just be me and her and this live chat of people, asking questions. And we would do like little 3-card pulls each for free, just because we had a lot of fun with it. We haven't done it in a while, and I really would like to do it again. A trio reading with you, Rachel, and Kaylee. Now that would be epic. That I would totally be on board with. Not even gonna lie, I would totally be. I would. Oh yeah, you know what? And Kaylee, is one of my favorite people. Hang on a second. I got to show you something because you got to see this. I'm going to just cut cam and I'll be right back. Hold on just a second. All right, here we go. So in support of Kaylee here, I want to show you something. And to some, this may not look like much, but to me, this thing looked awesome. It caught my eye immediately, and I wanted it. She said she made dice bags because she heard about my love for role-playing games. So I was like, dice bags, you say? Show me what you got. And she showed me like a few, and I saw one. I was like, oh, I love that one. And it was this one right here. This is built to be a bit triangular. Let me kind of completely, yeah, this is the way it's built. I mean, that stitching is reinforced to hell. And I was going to carry dice in this, but I decided against it. The leather is so, I love the feel of it. It's so good. But instead of putting dice in there, I stuck my runestones in it. I don't know if you can see these. Green aventurine runestones are sitting right there in my dice bag. And this bag lives on top of my altar. So if I were to just kind of do a rune casting right now, just what do we need to know? It's very well made. And that's not all I purchased from her. It is not the only thing I purchased from her. So let me grab one here, see what it is, and I drew the blank. Okay, so let's try it again. What exactly do we need to know? So we're going to say that nothing's undecided, or nothing's decided right now, but look at that. Kaylee Burkana. And I imagine this is probably one of her favorite runes. So we got that. We got growth and healing. What's next? Ingvuz or Ingvaz, which is unity. Diversity is not strength, ladies and gentlemen. Unity is strength. And then finally, Sowulo, revitalizing powerful sun energy. So, not every moment's going to be a moment of growth, people. Sometimes you have to be able to water yourself. You have to be able to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is how you grow. Seeing to your needs, seeing to those things. Unify mind, body, and spirit all together. You're going to have to take some time to rest, recuperate, meditate. You can't always be in the thick of the action. Ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing but warriors watching my fucking channel. Nothing but. Every person that tunes in, sticks around for a reading, shares it with someone else, those are warriors. They want to see this world change. They want to see things. They want to see, that positive, uplifting change in the world. And they're willing to be it, and they're willing to help you be that way too. And you can find yourself completely renewed, revitalized, and even strengthened. That's where we're going. That's what these warriors are. And yes, very beautiful. And the reason it's triangular in shape is because the Volnut was the symbol that inspired this particular bag. The only reason I don't use it to carry dice, I'll show you exactly why. Let me cinch it. Is because even with it fully cinched, there's enough of a hole for my dice to escape. So I don't really use it to carry dice, but I do use it for my runes. My runes live in this. They are, I don't know, something about this leather and that green aventurine. They are just loving it. They're absolutely adoring that. And I gotta say, it's a great means of storing them. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message. Gotham deserves a better class of criminal. What I like about money is it buys all kinds of things, like gunpowder, explosives, gasoline. But I don't know if anyone caught that in The Dark Knight, but the Chinese guy was sitting on top of that money pile. They had him tied to a chair on top of that money pile. Joker burned him alive. That should have been a sign to those Russian dudes. That Russian dude sitting there looking at the money like, oh, no, don't worry, I'm only burning my half. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. So, and you know what? We are coming upon the 2-hour mark. We didn't really get much in the way of readings done, but you know what? How about next weekend we do this again? We do it all over again. You know what? Let's talk about that for a minute. Make him disappear like he did the pencil. Yeah. It's magic. Now you see why I do voices. Like when I DM a game, I'm there to do voices for you, ladies and gentlemen, because I can. And I can because for me, they're easy. In fact, one of my favorite things to do, especially when you got the occasional unruly child, is I like to look at the child and go, excuse me, miss, if you does not behave yourself, I will have mommy boop you on the snoot. Do you know about boops on snoots? What do you know about boops on snoots? She'll put boops all over your snoot. She'll just go. Never fails. The parents love it. The kids have this look on their face like, I was not expecting that voice to come out of that grown-ass man. So that's actually one of the parts of the job that I love the most, is being able to look at a kid and, so I will have mommy boop you on the snoot. Just just one of those things I love to do. Yeah. Yeah. Pull some single moms with that. You know what? I have in the past. I have once or twice. Yeah. But I'll be honest with you, the real problem that I had with, and I did it on 2 occasions, and the thing that I've noticed between both of them, and I think it might be indicative of a problem between all of them, they get scared and run when the kids start calling me dad. Doing audiobooks. I have actually offered, this was back when I was with another pagan group. I offered to do audiobooks. To do like audiobooks of, well, I can't really mention titles. I don't want to mention titles. I don't want to draw a lot of attention to the group, negative or otherwise. I left that group. I left that group with good reason. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna stop cam just to make myself a cup of tea. That way you don't see blank background behind me. I'll tell you exactly why I left that group. Anytime something came up, what would you do? I would, of course, state my case. And my cases are usually reasonable. I'll give you an example. If you saw let's just say you saw an interracial couple, you saw a couple of a different race wanting to know more about this type of paganism, how would you handle it? And to me, the answer is very, very simple. handle it like you would when anyone asks about it. Ask them a few questions just to kind of get to know what they're, what's bringing them to the table here. Fuck off. But when it comes to paganism or whatever, I really want to know where is it they're coming from. So if you're here, I'm like, okay, so what brings you here? Let's hear about you a little bit. I want to get to know you, because that helps me understand how I need to approach you. That helps me understand what books to recommend to you, what questions I can expect to answer from you, and that sort of thing. Was it a bad time? Just you can't find a church? Just anything you could, any kind of info you can provide to me helps me to help you. It's not going to be based on color. It's going to be based on you. Because if you're going to be part of this, I want to see you develop. I want to see you grow. I want to do everything I can to help you. And I, of course, made that case. And this was the third time I encountered this. So I made my case, and a couple times before I would make reasonable cases for different things, and I would hear, that's not enough. You must do this. You must do that. And I'm like, whoa, hold your fucking horses. Yeah, after hearing that's not enough 3 times, and that was my third, that's where I had to do some thinking. The first time it happened, now this group claims that they're not political. They claim that, and I hate, this is why I say I don't want to really give them any press one way or the other, good, bad, or indifferent. But this group claims that they're not political, and that's bullshit. They are all up into identity politics, but they're just not honest about it. And if you want to know whether or not someone's into identity politics, all you have to do is hear one word: anti-racism. Well, this group backed one group member's initiative to do the interrogating whiteness thing. I don't know what to call it. Discussion, lecture. I don't know what to call it. I don't care. But I looked into it. And there's all this, we have to start being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Well, it's funny how that only works one way. Because, boy, they came down on me like a bag of hammers when I referred to the 9 Worlds card as where we go one, we go all card. I don't recall the Q crowd ever having a trademark or a copyright on those like 7 or 8 words. I don't recall that. If anyone can point that out to me, I will personally admit I was wrong and apologize. But I don't recall that being a thing. And yep, my response exactly. And yeah, here we go, kicking off cam again. Anyway, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, is this really the way we're going to go when our bylaws clearly state we are not to discriminate based on skin color? The second time I pointed out that there was an article with these 2 Romani women, allegedly Romani women, claiming that tarot is closed and all white people should burn their cards. Bitch, make me. Come get them. You want them? Come get them. You'll see why I put the wolf in Wolfgar, son. But I pointed out this is specifically racist. Oh no, it's not racist. They've been oppressed. Fuck's sake. So you see how it goes. And after that third time, and always, this is not enough. That's not enough. This is not enough. So we'll say that's like the fourth time I'd been kind of like confronted about something, and I was like, okay, all right, cool. So I kind of like withdrew from the discussion list, from the email list, everything. I just withdrew from it for a little while, and I had to do some really hard thinking. Now, by the time this all happened, I was already a member of the Greyhorn Pagans. I was dealing with dealing with my tribe there. I was feeling a lot more at home with them than I ever did with this group. I still have friends in that other group, and no doubt I still talk with some of them. I still email some of them. I check in on them occasionally. Mother attracted person. Yeah, right. Um, rather have the mom start calling me dad. Well, you know what? I can't say it hasn't happened. That's the kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Anyway, I know nobody wanted to hear that, but anyway, going back to it, I did probably about a week's worth of thinking, and then I began scouring the website for any way to just leave. Keep in mind, I'd only been with them about maybe 6 months, and supposedly that they're supposed to refund you whatever part of the money. Like, I think the dues were like $25. They're supposed to refund part of that or whatever. I didn't even care about that. I didn't want it back. I was just like, go ahead, take it. It's fine. Don't get me wrong. The people who write books for this group, they do excellent work. They really do. I mean, they really do some great research. One of my friends, her books are awesome. I just found out that a third volume of their official book drop, that bitch is 700 some odd pages. I would have to take out like 4 or 5 books from my shelf just to fit it in there. And I was just like, Jesus, this dude, like, I won't mention him, not mentioning anyone. I don't want them getting any kind of ire over this, or a whole bunch of people, demanding answers or whatever. But anyway, I joked during the last gathering we had, when volume 2 came out and I ordered a copy of that. I was like, is he going to write another phone book? And I'm not kidding you. He wrote 2 of them. This it's like $45 in soft cover. This thing is colossal. And I was like, I haven't even really cracked open that first one just yet. And I got that thing on Amazon. I really wish I could have read the original versions of those books. That was like, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But unfortunately, um, they're no longer in print. When that guy left the group, which I was kind of like, why would he leave the group? Uh, I think I know why now. But anyway, yeah. Uh, yeah, that third time that's not enough. I scoured the site, and I emailed one of them, and I can't remember who I emailed, but I emailed this person and I said, listen, I don't fit in here, and it's getting real obvious. And is there any way that I could just leave? As a matter of fact, I think I still have those emails. Let's see. No, not that one. Nope. Oops, it's not gonna wait. It's not gonna let me do that. Okay, damn. Okay, I can't find it, but let's try that instead. Oh wow! So like around December is when I left. Ah, nope. Around okay, here we go. Okay, so I said I've been looking on the site for a way to exit from the group for membership, but I can't seem to find a way to do it. Is there something on the site that I can use to do that, or that I'm missing, or do I have to formally request it? To which they got back to me and said, you'll need to formally request it. Should I understand this inquiry to be such a request? To which I replied, yes, that's correct. I didn't see any other means of departing. I really wish to keep this quiet and not really bother anyone with it. And I got safe travels. And I said, thank you kindly. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other. Don't do anything I would do. And if you do, armor your vehicle heavily. Always do what lights you up, and as always, shine on. That was it. Um, there are just very heavy differences between what I was willing to do and what they were willing to put up with. It doesn't make them bad people. Doesn't make me a bad person. Just means I'm not a good fit for them. And that was something I was okay with. So I left them back in November. So I didn't get a lot of those heads up that things were going the way they were. I still do occasionally see their posts coming across my Twitter feed. But as for me ever rejoining them, like, oh, if you miss it, like I got into some serious kind of, not really serious hot water, but enough that it kind of qualified. I mentioned Galina Kraskova. Oh, that set some people. Man, I don't know what it is they hate about her, but oh, I should go back to that interrogating whiteness thing and what I found out. Digging into interrogating whiteness, guess what the end goal was? Socialism. Fucking socialism. A political ideology. If you're going to say we are a non-political group, don't be backing something that comes from a fucking political ideology. Just my opinion. Just the way I view it. Because that doesn't mean I'm going to get on board with you. And the one thing I like, the kind of the thing that the reason I ended up there was because I read 2 or 3 books by an author. I didn't know this author was a member, but I could tell you this much. I met a whole bunch of people that I didn't realize were members. And I was like, their books were great. And here I am meeting them in person. It was really an honor to meet them, and to really take in what work they did. But I can't back a political ideology. I'm libertarian, you do you, I'll do me, we'll part where we just disagree. Simple. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. You start coming after what I love, I'm going to come after everything you love. You try to use force, I will be even more forceful. You break a finger, I'll take off a hand. You send one of my guys to the hospital, I'll send 10 of yours to the morgue. That kind of mentality. Just don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. We'll keep it cool. And like I think even my channel, I know it's not for everybody, so I don't pretend it is. It's just for whoever's watching. It's for you. You don't see any color, nationality checks, none of that. You click on video, you watch, and if message resonates, it's for you. That's how it works. If it completely, butts heads with your belief system or your desire to empower yourself, then it's not for you. That's it. I want people ready to empower themselves. And let's see. Tribe has benefited greatly from you leaving the other group. Thanks. The great thing about the tribe, though, in comparison, we're not afraid to discuss things, even where we just completely disagree on something. Personally, I know factually, learned this while I was in the group, that the swastika was adopted at one time as a symbol of Thor. Okay. And then you have the other group that I was in. The swastika cannot be reclaimed because of Hitler. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, I ruffled feathers with this question. Did anyone tell the people at like Jainist and Buddhist temples that? Because I don't think they got the memo. There are people in Nepal right now wearing shirts with swastikas on them. They're adorning all their temples. They've got Buddha laughing with big old swastika on his chest. Native American tribes are using it. It is a Sanskrit symbol for good luck, good fortune. Now, on the flip side of that same token, the only reason I'm bringing that up is get your facts straight. I'm not arguing I should wear it. I mean, I know people's visceral ass reaction to it. Usually visceral reaction comes from a lot of ignorance and stupidity. And I think that's what we should be fighting. Ignorance and stupidity. Every symbol can be reclaimed with the right education and attitude. Look at the Volnut. The Volnut was once an extremist symbol. That was considered super extremist. You should never use the Volnut. Well, many in heathen circles looked at those white supremacists and said, "No, you're not going to use that. That's not yours. You are not going to use it for those ends and those purposes." We did a really good job of taking back a lot of those symbols. Othala being a good one, talking about your ancestors, those who came before you. It's not a symbol of, it is a symbol of heritage, but it doesn't mean a white heritage. It means your heritage. So what is your heritage? Look into it. That's the entire point of Othala. Sowillo, we just saw that one, that lightning bolt. That is revitalizing spiritual energy. Is it any wonder why some of these runes and symbols were adopted and twisted and misused the way they were? I'm convinced a lot of the people who used them didn't have a single fucking clue as to what they were doing. With the swastika or Othala or the Sowillo rune, and believe it or not, the Bellamy salute was actually used here in America. We kind of stopped using it during the Pledge of Allegiance, thanks to you-know-who. And I don't care if you call it a mustache on Hitler or not. I call it a push broom for a high-speed cocksucker myself, but that's just me. And does anyone know why he shaved it the way he did? Let's see. Swastika. Okay, so in your hometown, you have a door with a swastika still. I would ask what building it's on, but I'm pretty sure we don't want to draw too much unneeded attention to it or unwanted attention. See, I'm more interested in the knowledge than I am about visceral knee-jerk reaction. I just want fact. And if we're going to reconstruct, if you claim to be Reconstructionist, you have to go into every aspect of what was then and stop trying to apply modern to it. because that's not the way it was. If you're going to reconstruct it the way it was then, true to its original form, and that's my argument, then you have to look at it through a lens of back then. And you have to examine why it was that way and what did they use it for. It's on a home outside of town. Okay, so we really have like no way of truly knowing why that's on that door, but it's there. We know that. Bet they get left alone. It's reverse, so that's the Sanskrit, I think. Okay, yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure. So his gas mask will fit properly. Exactly. It was mustard gas that nearly killed him. He nearly died from a gas attack. His mustache actually extended past the corners, and his mask wouldn't fit properly. He still wanted to keep the mustache. He wanted that mask to fit properly. Let me tell you something. When I worked in corrections, and I do have a picture of it on my phone somewhere. There were guys like your mustache did not come past the corners of your mouth. So when you shaved, it was like that. Almost a little 70s and porntastic. Been there all my life. So you're probably looking at it and never even thinking twice about it. Someone else comes to town, they're probably going to be like, gasping and clutching pearls. And I'm like, how long it's been there? No? Okay. Speaking of which, had a little run-in with another Twitter user I don't remember the name of because he's not worth remembering. Basically calling everyone in the also true faith Nazis. So whatever helps him sleep at night. I don't really care. He can have his little fantasy. My only question is, these Nazis of which you speak, are they in the room with you right now? Yeah. All he has is this paranoid delusion, really. It's weird because we started out wanting to do tarot readings. We ended up talking about white supremacists and Nazis. Like I said, look who's in power. Allegedly. You'll see exactly who you know who it is when you're looking at who you're not allowed to criticize. Sunny Girl, new sub. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Sunny? Good to have you. Great to have you aboard. Love to see new faces here. By the way, just to bring you up to speed, Sunny, if you go to that link right there, which will be all the way at the top of the chat, actually it's like third one down. If you throw a few bucks, I'll do a 3-card reading for you. That could be tarot, oracles, or runes, or it could be a combination of the 3. And if you sub to the tribe's Patreon, I'll do 6 cards for you. Same rules apply. You can do tarot, oracles, runes, combination of the 2 or 3. And that Patreon link will be the 4th one down. So happy to have you. If you want a reading, happy Saturday to you too. Love to have new people aboard. Imagine the course of history if his mustache had been a little thicker and a little more gas would have seeped through. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I watched a video last night. It was on Mr. Ballin's channel. He does a series of videos on stories that sound fake but are 100% true. And he was talking about a soldier in World War I who was leaning against the wall of his trench. He was looking out over the horizon for any kind of enemy movement, and he saw an enemy approaching, and he pulled his rifle and he leveled it right at the enemy's chest. He was going to shoot this guy, and he noticed the guy was unarmed, so he didn't shoot, and the guy saw him and just kept moving. Like, he didn't stop, he didn't throw his hands up or anything, he just kept moving on. So he never shot him. And the guy that he took aim on was none other than Hitler himself. So I was like, damn. Probably, yeah. Hippie movement took a lot of things, like the Algiz rune. Uh, the hippie movement uh, put it in a circle, inverted it, and it became a symbol for nuclear. Actually, it started as a symbol for nuclear disarmament, and later became known as the peace symbol, because that's really what they claimed they were going for. Really, I keep telling people, hey, your Algiz rune is upside down. Yeah, didn't know that one, did you? I did do a little digging into that one. And I only dug into it because on Caravan to Midnight, I heard John B. Wells talk about it. I was like, what? Really? And this is before I really got to know the runes. And he really did help me get to know the runes that way. So, as a matter of fact, did I? Yeah, I still have that rune bag here. So, here we go. Brand new stuff, and we're actually officially hanging out for a third hour here, which I'm perfectly good with. Perfect. I mean, what was I going to do today, guys? Probably go into Second Life and fuck around a little bit. Who knows? I got my character Graves in there, which, if you haven't seen him, I'm pretty sure I've got pictures of him in my documents folder, I think. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go. And get him pulled up. I'll show you the visual representation of my character that I talked about. I posted it to Twitter, but if you didn't catch it, this is my space smuggler. Share screen, of course. Booyah. Share that son bitch. All right. So this is the character. That's him right there. You can kind of see the cybernetic glow of his eyes behind the shades. And there are the eyes themselves. And this is him in the flight deck of the Juno, which is this ship right here. Best at what he does, but he is also he's also like a bit of an alky, also a bit of a drug user. See, North San Francisco got the back to the landers, hippies in the 70s. And you know, if you go back and you kind of look at the old hippie movement, you could see kind of the roots of what we have today. Only I think the hippies were a much lighter version of what we have today. What we have today is pretty heavy. As a matter of fact, if you want to know what the real seeds of what we have today, if you want to know what that looks like, look at Jim Jones. Jim Jones and his cult. They were socialists. And they did a lot of shit that caught a lot of attention, and that's why they flew out to Jonestown, Guyana, and were hanging out there. Then they ended up murdering a senator and ended up drinking the Kool-Aid, shall we say. But oh boy, Jim Jones. Jim Jones, the original Antifa. No use for that guy either. I think he got God and government ass backwards, same as many today, and that's a sad fact of life. And I think that's what upset a lot of people about my readings. Is my readings are about you empowering yourself, as I've said before. It bears repeating, because they're all about you taking charge of your life. It doesn't have to be complete and total today. Just take charge of one thing in your life and then commit to it. Discipline yourself a little bit. Just really kind of take control, little by little by little by little. And if you think it's hard, yeah, it's hard. But look at Phil Anselmo. Phil Anselmo kicked heroin and painkiller addiction by himself. He didn't have a rehab. He didn't have any of that shit. He enjoys life sober today. And his back isn't as screwed up as it used to be. And from what I hear, he's still a pretty cool guy. From everything I've seen, he's still a pretty cool guy. He always has been. So, and here's why I say that when I bring up Phil Anselmo from Pantera. He was shaving little bits of his painkiller tablets. He was shaving little bits of them and slowly weaning himself off. And when he got down to the last chip, he looked at that and he said, "Is this what's going to control my life? This little piece of shit? Man, fuck that. Bring on the sickness, bring on everything else." He threw it in the trash and he walked away. And it was rough for him. It wasn't like the magical overnight cure. It was rough for him. But he eventually did it. And because he was off the painkillers and he was good to go, now he could have the surgery to fix his back issues. Because the doctor looked at him and said, "I'm not going to touch it until you get off all this shit. You got to get off all this shit first." So he did. And while he was doing it, Hurricane Katrina came along. And you know that man lives in New Orleans. So he had to stay in like Katy, Texas. It took him a while to get back. I mean, really, really imagine that. That's a pretty rough existence. It's pretty terrible. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But yeah, when you're looking at something that you know is hurting you, that you know is destroying you, the thing you got to ask yourself is, am I going to let this control my life? And think about that. Think of what that looks like. You already have an inkling. It's right there in front of you. But now take it to the next level. How far does it have to go before it completely just annihilates you? And now imagine what your life would be without that. How much better things could be until it completely rebuilds you and then continues to build you and help you grow. For me, that's what this is all about. I ask the question, what do you need to know today? And then I get that communication. Can you hear me now? That's it. That's what it's all about. Because like I said, I got nothing but fucking warriors on this channel. I got people who day in, day out defeat those little things in their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this, I'll say it again. Fairy tales do not exist to tell you that dragons exist. They are there to tell you they can be defeated. That's it. That's everything you need to know. And so the question is always going to be, what are you going to do? What do you enjoy? What do you love the absolute most? What just lights you up from the inside? What is that ultimate thing for you? Because if you go to it and you do it over and over and over and over again, you grind today, you shine tomorrow, eventually you will shine. And when you do, everyone else is going to notice it. And once they notice it, they're going to come asking you, "What are you doing? You're a far cry from where you were. What got you so happy?" They're going to want to know. Some people are going to want to know just so they can wreck it. And that's the thing. That's another thing you need to understand. You don't need anyone's permission, consent, or approval to enjoy something. You don't need anyone's permission, consent, or approval to look into something. You don't need anyone's permission, consent, or approval to have something. It's yours already. Question is, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to handle it? Furthermore, what are you going to do with it? Where are you taking it? And once you have that vision locked into your mind, you hold to it and you don't let go of it for anything or anyone. That's the most important message I could probably give you, and I don't need my cards to do it. Because every waking moment of your life right now, as long as you're doing it, you're providing an example to someone else, you're lighting someone else's path, eventually you light them up, and then they do the same. That's how you change the world. That's how all of it changes. I'm going to quote Rage Against the Machine, even though I completely disagree with their politics, but this quote from Guerrilla Radio, I think is one of my absolute favorites. It has to start somewhere. It has to start sometime. What better place than here, and what better time than now? You can be unstoppable if only you'll choose to do it. Cal, you bouncing out of here, man? You got to go? Today is a good day. Today's a great day. It's a great day for all of us. And you know what? Just for giggles, just in case I get a little, just in case I got nothing else on my plate, I might actually go hang with the spiders tonight. Go weave with them. I know it's going to be late as hell, but you know what? Might just do it. Never know. Might be something fun. Might even do it from a park. There's one with a walking path pretty close to me. I could always just pack the tripod and the ring light and the battery pack and go out there and boom, there I am. Oh, you're at work. Okay. All right, Cal. Take care, man. Have a great day at work. Don't do anything I would do. If you do, armor your vehicle heavily. Think Mad Max. Or Gaslands. Whatever your pick of the litter is. Even Car Wars. Car Wars will do. I've never played it, but I hear good things about it. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a great way to kind of end this whole thing. I think it's a great way to kind of wrap it all up. And you know what? I'll say this. Let's do it again next Saturday. So next Saturday, we'll see how many people we can get to do this, okay? So next Saturday, here's your homework for those of you who are watching right now or you're watching the replay. Here's what we're going to do. Next Saturday, 11:15 p.m. Eastern or a.m. Eastern time, we're going to do this again. If you've donated here to this address, I want you to hold on to your confirmation of that. Bring it with you. If you've subscribed here, I want you to hold on to your confirmation of that and bring it with you, because here's what I'm going to do. If you donated, I don't care how much it is. If you donated to this, I'll give you 3 cards. Like I said, it can be tarot or oracles or runes or a combination of all 3. If you subscribe to the tribe's Patreon, I will do the same thing. Tarot, oracle, runes, combination of all 3, but you'll get 6 cards instead of just the 3. Sound good? All right. I think that's a good one. So let me wrap this, and we're going to call it a day, at least for this podcast. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for hanging with us for a little while. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for spreading the word. We'll be joining next week. That's okay. That's okay. Keep an eye, Stein. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that email, and keep a list, and we'll see what's going on. Just kind of keep me posted. we'll work together on this. We'll do it again next week. And like I said, we'll get those live readings out to people. For once, you can kind of skip the Amazon wish list, the Mophidius wish list, and all the others if you want to. If you still want those like private readings, you can still do that. But if you want just like a quick read on a question, this is the way that you can get it. And on top of that, the little quick reads that I'm talking about doing are a little more important because they go to a good cause. They're going to an organization, namely one I belong to. And what we're doing with that is we're getting better editing software to produce better videos for you to enjoy. Also on Patreon, you'll get the full length videos. So if we go 3-4 hours, you'll get that 3 or 4 hours for your money. You'll also get that series of stories by Child of Ash. And I'm going to tell you right now, that man can write. So I would definitely recommend checking him out. And coming up on the 27th, my birthday, you will see me on the Tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans podcast, where we'll be discussing Ragnarok. And I've got a few thoughts I don't think have been shared yet, but I got to making some mental notes yesterday during my grocery trip. So I hope that you'll be back for us. Remember, Moonology Monday is also coming. That'll be Monday morning. I'm going to try to get that out before 11 a.m. Keep your eyes tuned to this channel. Keep your eyes and ears open. Just remember, I love you all. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, shine on.